It's now the 4th of January and people are back at work, and as a result we've had the experts over to check on our furler and what the situation is, and the upshot of it all is we've got the forestay down again. It's missing. It's actually down here on the dock, and the problem is that there are some kinks. There are some kinks in the top end, which I knew about when I asked him to have a look at. And the upshot of it is that he recommends that we do not put this back on. We have to replace it. So here is part of our kinky forestay that was brand new in August 2021. I'm not sure exactly why it got bent, but it was bent on the way from Thailand to Mauritius, because when we had the work done in Mauritius it was already bent, and we were concerned about it there, but they couldn't get the spares. There was no possibility of replacing it there, so we carried the issue to Durban. I'm not sure exactly why it got bent. It was either, or maybe a combination of the fact that we tried quite hard to furl the Genoa when the spinner broke the first time on the way to Mauritius, and also it's possible that it was thrashing around so much because the rig was far too loose on the way down to Mauritius, as we'll discover later on. And we pulled the main halyard through. It wasn't caught at the top as I had hoped it might be, but I didn't really believe it would be. So we pulled it through out the sheath there at the side of the mast, and they've taken it off to finish it off. We're only missing a foot or so from the top, and we're going to just use the same halyard. It's not shortened by a significant amount. So that's where we are just now. The guy who was supposed to come and fix the generator issue didn't appear. I'll have to try and chase him up. Unfortunately, I'm working through an intermediary and I don't have his number, but we'll try and chase him up. And in the meantime, the work goes on. Sandra is sewing the ensign together again, which was showing signs of serious wear, but Sandra is hard at it, saving the ensign from further wear. I think once these things start to go, it's only a matter of time, but nonetheless it will make it last longer, and is a welcome piece of work. As we had received the Sinopharm, the Chinese vaccine, in Abu Dhabi, most Western countries, Europe, UK, America and so on, don't recognise the Sinopharm jab, and therefore consider us to be unvaccinated. So Sandra and I were very keen to have a Western recognised vaccine, and I have to say, I'm pleased to say, we very easily were able to sign up and then receive our first jab in Durban. We'll have the second jab in Hout Bay in February. And then I helped Mark unfurl what he calls the goddess, otherwise known as his asymmetric spinnaker, which had got in a bit of a tangle. It's absolutely enormous, and we managed to straighten it out and repack it in the gardens of the Royal Natal Yacht Club. We're here in Suncoast Casino and Entertainment Centre for Sandra's birthday. Here she is, the birthday girl. It was actually yesterday, but it was a pretty miserable day yesterday. It was all cloudy, so we just stayed on another night and enjoying a little bit of R&R at the pool and a little bit of light refreshment.
Relaxing.
Now, Thursday or something or other, 13th I think, yes 13th. And I'm pleased to say the new wire, the new diaphragm arrived and is apparently the right length. It did arrive earlier in the week, Monday, but it was half a metre too short, so it had to be returned and a new one sent. But we have, the guys have swaged these fittings on, which means that it goes through a hydraulic press, and once it's on, it's on. There's no taking it off. There's fittings on the bottom, there's fittings on the top. This is the top, the bottom's down there, and then they have to put on the swivel arrangement for the drum, which is just being done by Derek as we speak. And then it's going to go back up on the spinnaker halyard, back up to where it belongs, up there. So the forestay is now attached at the top, and we have the task of attaching it at the bottom now, which is a matter of pulling the mast with all these ropes to get it to the right.
All main stuff.
No, they don't work. I need the vice grip, the big vice grip.
And then we're just about there. There's the top swivel there, that bit there, which is a new, it's a second-hand one, but it's a completely new piece rather than the one that was remanufactured in Mauritius, which is basically destroyed. So then it's a matter of retensioning the rig so that the mast doesn't fall down, and then getting the Genema back on. Now Kevin's going back up all the way to the top. We've been using the spinnaker halyard to secure the mast along with the Genema halyard and their red and blue lines that are on the corners, and they all have to come off. The spinnaker halyard, which has already been pulled up, you see it just about under the top of where the motor is. It has to come back down through a block, which is just above the forestay attachment point. And then that will, he's going to sort out some split pins up at the top as well. That will finish off the attachment of the work at the top of the mast. Then there's just the question of putting on the drum back on this rotary jiggly jobby at the bottom, and then we've got to get the sail back on. I'm not sure we'll be doing that today, another day, but we're getting there, slowly but surely we're getting there. Bottom cleaned. I have to say, I would not want that water. Some people don't do anything for money, and this is one of them. He needs whiskey money apparently, by all accounts. He's just done Mark's. Bottom, and now he's doing ours. Charges £400 to do the bottom, which is not too expensive. I thought about £20. $28, something like that. So pretty reasonable. out, and it's time to go. We've decided that we're going to head for Neisner rather than all the way to Hout Bay, because Neisner's a nice stop, and if we don't stop on the way down, that's it, sort of thing. So we're going to head for Neisner. We're going to go with Infinity, which is right next door to us here. Here's the guy, there's Mark, Captain Mark, and his valiant crew.
Yep.
And we're all going to go just right now. So, the next leg of the voyage begins. Sandra is preparing round 2 of breakfast. We're just in the channel to exit the harbour, and we're going very slowly because Infinity, with these new crew, neither of them have sailed before. Only Mark has sailed before, so it's a big job to get his 58-foot yacht out of that little space that we're in, whereas it was relatively easy for us. But we'll just motor out here gently and see how it goes. He's going to put his sails up. Mark's going to put his sails up back there somewhere in the bay, in the harbour. We decided we'd come out here, see what the wind is a bit more accurately before we decide what sails and how much to put up. But it looks like we should be able to get full sail up today, at least until tonight. And yeah, all good. So, 20th of January rather, 2022. Not so bad is en route.
First time.
Yeah, first sail of 2022. Guys, it's a beautiful day for a sail. The wind is getting up, we're nearly at 20 knots now, 19 knots. So in a few minutes we're going to put in a reef. In fact, 2 reefs. Our bunny boat, Mark, is away back there. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see him, but he's directly back there in the distance. When I started tracking him on the radar, because he hasn't put his AIS on, I can't see him on the AIS, I used the radar to track him. He was 1 mile behind. Now he's 2 miles behind. We're trying to stay a bit with him. So we're going to put 2 reefs in, which will cater for strong winds as well. So it will slow us down and at least stop him dissipating into the rear view mirror, and we'll stay reasonably close to him. Sandra's bringing in the starboard fishing line. I've already brought in the port one, and we're just concerned with the brand new lures that we got in Durban, and I don't really want to lose them if we end up getting them wrapped around the rudders or something like that and doing this reefing exercise where we turn into the wind a bit to take pressure off the sails and make it easier for us to run them in. It's just a half danger of us catching the rudder. And you've got some rubbish on the front of the leader by the look of it, which doesn't help. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Put in 2 reefs, which will serve us well for the night. The wind is forecast to be pretty strong, 25 to 30 or so. So having 2 reefs in will not cause us any problems at all in terms of speed. So, as I say, nice day. We set off with virtually no wind at all. We did toy with putting up Mr. Royal Tasker, but it was supposed to change by the time it got to about 1 o'clock or so. So it wasn't really worth the time and effort to put it up. But we didn't do it because we didn't do that because of that. But I'm glad we didn't, because the wind came in much quicker than it's forecast. It's already just about 1 o'clock, 5 to 1, and it's already 20 knots. So we wouldn't have wanted Mr. Rowley up at this wind. So we'll burn out from not so bad. Okay, guys. So we made a bit of a mess of that. I made a bit of a mess of that. I told Sandra that the important line to haul in was the blue one. that's reef 1, then I couldn't understand what was going on because we were trying to do 2 reefs. So it should have been this yellow one here that she was pulling in on. So until I worked it out, we had to sort of turn back into the wind again and do it, but anyway, it's done. And that where, there's no harm done. Slowed us down a bit. We're only doing 6 knots now, between 6 and 7 maybe, and we were doing between 7 and 8 now before. All in all, it just feels very comfortable. And buddy is a little bit closer now without messing around. You can see him probably, let's see, just where is he for you? About here somewhere. Just behind you, just about behind the halyard on the horizon here. I think he's quite a lot closer than he was before. So that's fine, that's what we wanted. And as I say, almost done. Starts to be a little bit on the stormy side. It is definitely stormy. So we'll start to batten down the hatches a little bit. We'll put these covers back down again. Just this side one anyway. And maybe the rear corners as well. That one shouldn't be too bad because we're going before the wind. And that lets some of the hot air out. It's like a greenhouse in here, as I think I've said before. Yeah, so all good. There we go. Well guys, it never seems to rain but it pours. We were flying along at a nice pace with the 2 reefs in, as I mentioned previously. And I happened to look over the back and see some great big brown thing being dragged along behind us. So I went and had a closer look and inspection. I couldn't work out what it was, but I was able to work out that it was wrapped around the port rudder. So I tried to use the boat hook to force it down the rudder and free it, but the current was, the speed that we were travelling at meant that the water pressure was too great. I couldn't force the boat hook down. So we decided to release the jenny, let it go, and allow me to free the obstruction, whatever it was. So we did that, and I had to release the preventer that I had on the Genoa to stop it flapping around. So we did that, and I was able to get the thing free. It turned out to be some great big kind of bamboo pole thing that was all racked in half right around the rudder. But it slid off relatively easily. But we'd no sooner than that, and we returned to the cockpit to try and sort out the Genoa and get sailing again. And we realised that the preventer had gone over the side. We quickly hauled it in, but too late. It's wrapped around either the propeller or the rudder. I believe it's the propeller, but the way it's tight. The current and the waves are far too strong to consider getting it in the water here, but we've got to get it off. So we're heading inshore to try and find a sheltered enough spot for me to get in the water and get this released. Can't say I'm entirely enamoured by the prospect. I have to leave Sandra in charge, possibly using the port engine if necessary. She can't use the starboard one, so manoeuvring is much more difficult for her. And the way the wind's blowing and the coastline is here, I don't think it's going to be terribly sheltered in there. So that's going to be something of an issue. But we've got some daylight left, which it's only 3 o'clock, so we can hopefully get this done today and then get heading out to sea again. Hopefully it hasn't damaged the seal on the starboard sail drive, but that's a possibility as well. So it never rains but it pours. I'll let you know how it goes. Over and out.